Hi, it's Chris, and today I'm thrilled to share with you a process of building an automation for the real estate agency. This system brought our clients 400% better engagement on their social media, as well as more leads instantly. So this automation creates videos automatically from the URLs for the real estate listings, and we'll put a little avatar that is talking about that listing. And this system sorts out a few problems. The avatar that is talking about those photos is very engaging because the avatar talks about the pictures that are being displayed at that given moment in the video. So not just a script that is being read by AI. It's quite smart. The second problem this automation sorts out is it gives the opportunity to real estate agencies to deliver their listings in a format that they wouldn't do otherwise. So I'm talking about the video. Normally, real estate agencies up until a few months ago, they were not throwing their listings on YouTube, but YouTube is where the people are, where the potential buyers are. So it makes sense to be turning photos into the videos if the video wasn't taken on site on that property. It also makes a lot of sense for those agencies who specialize, who do wholesaling real estate, and for like a pre-closure real estate agencies. So the people who have not been on the site and all they have is just the information about the property that's on sale, and they want to find a buyer and just act as a middleman really quickly without going onto the site. So this will allow those kind of businesses to turn these photos into the video, and it will allow them to just utilize on the reach they can get from TikTok and YouTube and perhaps Instagram Reels and Facebook videos, those channels that require you to post a video, and that's it. So this automation sorts out the problem. It works out really cheaply, about less than $2 per video. So that's saving money as well, because the other alternative is it would be someone actually manually editing the video. Even if you were to use the avatar and all the photos, and someone would have to do it manually to put it all together, it's time, and you got to pay someone for this time. So this automation sorts out all those three problems. This isn't going to be a tutorial, like a step-by-step tutorial on how to make it. I'll be making it from scratch. I'll be making some mistakes and I'll be overcoming the problems. So it will be more like a brainstorming sessions. However, if you follow this video, by the end of this video, you'll have the exact system made for yourself or for your client. And our clients have seen the results, so I think it's worth making it, perhaps selling it to other real estate agencies. Let's grab a coffee and dive into the process. I've just created a brand new Google spreadsheet, which I titled Smart Avatar Generator. And by the way, I haven't done this automation before, so I'm going to show you the whole process. So if I come across some struggle, this is the process of how to overcome the struggle and how to sort out some of the problems that we might occur. For this, we're going to need let's say a name for the property, or just ID or name. Okay, this is going to be our URL. We might also need things like price for the property, location, and of course we need a description. You could put anything really in here, but let's just leave that for now. This is going to be our header, so like that. Now to scrape Zillow, I'm going to use Apify. So let's go on to Apify. I actually have Apify logged in somewhere. Okay, let's actually create a new account. Why not? So if you've never used Apify, you just go on their site, click Get Started. I'm going to sign up with my Google, and let's click Continue. And you get $5 in credits if you sign up for the first time. They actually give you $5 every month, which I think is pretty cool. Oh yeah. Oh wow. So in the search actors in the Apify store, just search for Zillow, and there are different things you can do. I'm looking at scraping from the given URL. So it's probably this one, Zillow Detail Scraper. And as you can see, you can get quite a lot for just a few dollars. You get 1,000 results for $3, which is insane. So I'm going to delete all of these, and let's just see if it works. So I'm gonna go to Zillow. There we go, and let's just search for a property that we're going to work with. Oh wow, some nice houses for sale. What should we, doesn't really matter because the automation should be working for all of the properties. So I'm just gonna randomly choose, well, this one. Okay, sure, is that what we need to get shareable link? Okay, let's see if this link works. So we're just gonna copy the link, go back to our scraper, and that's the addresses. We don't need that. We're just going to add URL. So as you can see, the scraper will work even if you just provide a broad location. It will search and fetch all the listings for you as well, but I'm only doing the one where you give a very certain URL. So I'm going now just to make sure the options are right. I think you just want to leave those as default and press save and start, and let's see if it works. Might have forgotten to put the limit in place. Let's see what we get. So as you can see, it fetches the URL. Yeah, I'm going to abort that because I think I didn't put the... So in the run options, I'm going to set maximum results. This is for when you don't use a certain URLs, but you want to fetch a lot of different, like let's say if you wanted to create 500 videos at one go, you could just put 500 results here. But all I need really is just, I don't know, I would just put one because we only need that one property just for now to set up the automation. So now I'm running the actor again, and this is our output. This is, sorry, that's the log. This is shows you what it's doing, and hopefully that will give us data. Okay, so it has now finished working, and as we can see, we're getting quite a lot of data, just like making sure we have what we need. Yeah, so now you could just export that data and start your automation from an existing data in the Google Sheet. But I'm going to set up the automation so our client can always use a Google Sheets without going on to the scraper. All of that will be happening at the back end. So we need our API keys. So I'm going to go to API here and go to manage tokens. This is your default API token, so just copy that. And let's go to make.com. If you never used make.com before, feel free to use a link from the description. So in make.com, you're going to see this dashboard. Click on to create new scenario. And let's start from the Google Sheets. So go and find Google Sheets, click on watch new rows and add a new connection. You can sign in with your Google account. So I'm going to create one from here, click continue, allow. Once you've signed in, click on to choose spreadsheet ID and let's find our ID. Only you've got one, our smart avatar generator, and the sheet name will be just sheet 1. For now, we're just going to leave rest of the options like that. Change the limit to 1. Also, the listing we are working with, I'm going to take and place it and just paste it into our URL in the Google Sheets. Okay, now let's go to our automation, and what we're going to add is Amplify module, which is, and we're going to use run an actor. Again, we are going to paste our token here. I need to copy it again, so go to API tokens, manage tokens, and just copy from here and paste it in your make.com in your scenario. For the actor, we're only going to see one for now, which is this one. And okay, so for the input, we need the JSON code. Don't worry, you don't need to really know how to use JSON data at this point. So what we're gonna do is go to our Amplify actor again. I'm gonna click on it, and we're gonna find the runs we need. So if you look at this run, and then we're gonna go to and see what was the input for it here. So this is the input it's the actor needs. So this is exactly what we're going to copy to our automation, and just gonna paste it here. But instead of that link, we want to map the link from the Google Sheet. So from here, that's your URL. and just hit OK. Now we need to give the Apify some time to actually run the scraping. I reckon that we're going to use a sleep module for that. So search for sleep, and this is your time in seconds. I'm going to give it 20 seconds just to stay on the safe side. Now we need another Apify module to retrieve that information once the Apify is finished scraping. So I'm going to get the dataset items module. Okay, so you want to now retrieve all that information, and the dataset ID is being mapped from your first Apify module. So where is it? It could be this one, but actually I'm not sure. Sometimes this is a bit annoying thing in Make. You don't always get to see all of the audits unless you run the module first. So what we need to do is actually run this module to be able to see all of the information. So actually let's unlink it for a second here. Let's run it. And as you can see, it has now started running. The input JSON was passed on properly. It took the link from our Google Sheets and it's now running at the back end. Let's connect it back and hopefully we'll now be able to find the dataset. Okay. So you've got the build ID, which is not this one. There we go. That's the one. Default dataset ID. So you want to use this one. And you want to output in JSON just so we can map the correct information to where we need them. Okay. Now here is a little trick we want to do. For each of the properties, we're going to create new sheet within the spreadsheet, and you'll see in a second why. So I'm going to select Google Sheets and we're going to create, just type in create, not a spreadsheet. We want to just a sheet, create, add sheet. That's it. That's the one. We're going to be using the same spreadsheet, and the title for it, let's use, what should we use? Well, let's just use, let's use a row number. So we know, yeah, you could type in anything here, but you want that to be changing. You want each of those sheets to have a different title, but I'm going just to use a row number. Okay, you could use like a property name or like a location or just a ID number. Okay, so this time we're going to do the whole run. Yeah, we'll now go from here to the ends and we'll see if that works. So choose where to start, and for now we're just going to select all because there is only one URL in our Google Sheets. So just press 1, and again the Apify has started running at the back end, and we're now giving it about 20 seconds to finish. You know what, in the meantime I'm going to grab a few more links from Zillow. Let's open Zillow over here. So first one from, that will do. So I'm just going to copy that and paste it onto our Google Sheets, which is here. Yeah, so I can already see that those columns will not be needed here because we're going to be using the new sheets that are being created. And as you can see, we got a new sheet here called 2 because we took that row number, which was this one. So we created a new sheet, meaning that our automation has finished running. And let's see if we retrieved all the data from the scraper. Unfortunately not. So there is, as you can see, there's no information in that. And the reason for that is because it hasn't probably finished running yet. So we didn't give it enough time. So as you can see, it's not always that easy. This is our output, which is correct. That's interesting. We even got the virtual tour URL. We could use that probably. And it's a video. So I'm only going to try it one more time like this, but this time we'll give it a little bit more time. So perhaps it needs 30 seconds instead of just 20 for scraping. And also I'm going to choose where to start, pick it manually, and we're going to select the other property for now and see how we're doing with that. Once we receive the data from the actor, we'll be able to see the data structure, and only then we'll be able to map all the data properly to our new Google Sheet. Sorry, to this sheet. So let's see if that worked. That also didn't work, which is a little bit worrying. Okay, so the issue was indeed a time. So I've got it set up now for 2 minutes and it seems to be working. So we're just gonna delete those now. And let's go back to automation. So now once the new sheet is created, we're gonna add the data to it. So we will add a new row, and again we choosing the same spreadsheet, and for the sheet we want to actually map it. So I think you can, yeah, there we go. So that's the spreadsheet ID, and for the sheet name, we're going to map it and we'll use on the sheet. And this is our sheet ID. So just map that. Table contains headers. We should make some headers, but we'll make them later. For now, for the A value, for the column A, let's choose Zillow ID, perhaps. Yeah, we'll use that. We're gonna have city. It depends what you want to have included in your video and your new listing. I'm going to go with how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, what's the price, when it was a date of build date, street address, shall we? Okay, let's choose that. What else could we use? Home type, single family. As you can see, we are getting a lot of information. A photo count. This is a very useful number. It will come useful later when we need to calculate all the timings in the video. So we're going to use this attribute photo count. So 39 photos. That's good. Thinking what else should we use? Okay. Yeah, well, just in case we can save another URL again. It's the same URL that we've used to actually scrape from. So we'll have that saved onto here as well. Now we need to save those URL for all the photos. Now this is going to be a little tricky because we never know how many photos we're going to receive, okay? How do we do that? I was planning on to utilizing the array function, and this information, we are receiving it in JSON format, and part of that JSON object is an array within it with all the URLs for all the images that I think are somewhere down here. Pricing, no, sorry, somewhere here. Here, the responsive photo original ratio. I think it's that. Okay, no, that's just one photo. We need all the links. Let's check it in the output. So let's search for JPEG. There we go. So responsive photos, mixed sources. Okay. Right. So somehow we want to map those links. Where are you? There we go. Responsive photos. And you can tell it's an array because of those rectangular brackets, or however you call them. So mixed resources, and I want to have JPEGs only, just the URL. Iterator is going to take that array and it's going to send multiple bundles just one by one, and going to take each one of those URLs, and we need two things. One, we need to download the photos and use each of the links so we can place them in the creator mate for the final video assemble. But before we do that, we need to analyze each of the photos so we see what's inside, and we can use that information so we can come up with a script for our avatar. Okay, so let's start with gathering all the information, including the data from the photos first. So let's send off each of those photos to Vision by ChatGPT. So analyze images in Vision. Now, if you want to log into, if you haven't created a connection before, you just click add and you can log in with your Google again. Oh, sorry, no, that's the API key. So you find those in ChatGPT API as well. And for prompt, I'm going to say will be used in the listing video. Need to know what's in the picture. Focus on information. That is useful for creating the video. Yeah, I know it's not a perfect prompt, but let's just work with that for now and later we can enhance it. So for the images, we're going to map them, where actually I don't want to be sending all of them at the same time, which is something you can do because we can map a whole array of pictures, but I think there is a limit. I don't think you can send 39 images at one go, so we're just gonna send one by one. Yeah. So image URL, and we're going to use that URL from the iterator. For the model, I'm going to use the mini one just for now and hit OK. Okay, we're now going to add new rows again to the same sheet. So new rows, same spreadsheet, and the sheet name, you want to have it mapped as well. So again, you want to go enter manually. That's the spreadsheet ID is OK, and the sheet name will map that sheet name. Add new row, sheet name, OK. The column range, okay, let's just go with A to Z is enough. So here we have utilized columns up to H. So for the H, I'm going to place the URL link. And what we also going to do is we need to somehow be actually updating the file names. We can't just be working straight from the links from the Zillow. We need to somehow assign the file, the photo description to the actual physical file that we're going to use later. So if we recognize the photo now from the URL, we'll know what's inside the photo, but we'll have no way of then, I don't know how to describe it, just we'll have no way of using that information in reference to that actual photo unless we know the file name. If so, we'll use the H for the file name, the column H for the file name. We'll use column I for the URL, and we'll use the column J for the vision output. J is a result from vision. I is the URL we are analyzing, and H will be a new name for the file, and we'll call it, I think at this point we should be analyzing the videos, the photos from the disk, from like a Google Drive, I think. Yeah, okay, so let's use Google Drive. Okay, so add a module, go to Google Drive, and we're going to upload a file to Google Drive. We'll also create a folder first, I think. Okay, now we actually need to create a folder before the iterator. And the reason being is anything that happens after the iterator will be happening as many times as many of the bundles are received. So if we are now putting 39 photos into the iterator, then we'll have 39 runs over here. And if we choose a create folder module for the Google Drive, we'll basically create 39 Google Drive folders, which is something we don't want to do. So we're going to we're going to create a new module over here, and this one will be create a new folder. And I'm going to set up new connection here as well. So sign in with Google, and let's choose my Content Autolab account. You choose yours. And that's okay. New folder location, I'll just leave it just on the main disk. And the new drive, I'm going to use, again, this could be anything, but I'm just going to choose a row number again from the main sheet. So like that. Shell folder, reader, anyone. Yeah, I'm just going to share the folder as well. Hit OK. So now the folder will be made. Now we're going to create another module after the iterator. So Google Drive, now we want to upload those photos. Upload the file, yep, and enter the folder ID. Okay, the folder ID will be our new folder from here. Now the file name will be photo, and actually let's leave it here for a second. I'm going to place another module here called, what is it called? Increment function. This is a quite useful, and you want to set it up after one scenario run. So what it does, we're going to have a multiple runs starting from the iterator, and increment function just increases by one every single time it runs. So what you can now do is have your photo named like this. Sorry, just delete that for a second. Create new module and the file, folder ID here. See, I created this Google Drive again because it didn't see the increment module. So it's funny in Make how it works. File name, yeah, so photo dash, just gonna use that. And also we want to have the file extension as well. All right, yeah, we need the data. So actually, this is another module we're gonna need. We need to grab the file first as well from that link, download the physical file from the link before we upload it to the Google Drive. So for that, we are using the HTTP module gets a file, and the URL is of course URL from the iterator. There we go. And our data will be coming from that. But we want to map it, okay, because I want to be able to change the names. So again, our name will be photo dash and then iterator. So if there are 10 photos, when the iterator will spit out 10 links like one by one, and the increment function will increase by 1 every time. So your photos that you're going to upload to your Google Drive will be photo1, photo2.jpg, photo3.jpg, and so on, which is exactly what we need. Just hit OK twice. And now we can we are now good. So because with each run we'll be working with the same URL from the Zillow, I think we can still use the URL from there. This one is probably not going to work, but we'll find out later about that, because I think this is pointing out to few different URLs with few different resolutions. But I'm going to let it run once so we can see the actual error, and then we can work from there. I could easily just download the file from Google Drive now and send it off to image analysis division like that, but I'm trying to keep the modules to minimum because they can grow. The amount of used modules will increase the costs of running this automation. That's good. And we can now again change that to enter manually. The spreadsheet ID is, hold on, the new row, add new sheet. Yeah, so that's the spreadsheet ID we're using, and the sheet name will be this one. The column range A to Z is fine. So again, we were working from J was going to be our result from division. I was the original URL from the Zillow. Well, we'll see about this one. We might need to change that a little bit later because we'll be getting different resolutions. So we might actually end up with over 100 rows now because we are grabbing. Yeah, actually, you know what? We're probably gonna make our mind up now about the resolution. So initially I wanted to grab few resolutions so we can use one for the image analysis and the other one for the video, but it's complicating things for us now. So we need to decide whether we're going to download a lot of links and then try to pull out the correct ones, or we can have two separate arrays going, one for grabbing the links for the analysis and the other one for grabbing links for the actual video assemble and render. Okay, responsive photos, where are you? Oh, come on. Where is it? There we go, responsive photos, original ratio. Oh, have a look at that. Mixed sources, okay, JPEG with, okay, actually, yeah, right, we might have to go with this because there's no other way. Okay, so I'm gonna hit OK now. Yeah, should we just give it a go and see how we do? Oh, actually, yeah, let's not forget about the name. The photo name is uploads a file and a name. I'm not sure if that includes the extension or not. We'll see in a second. Let's hit OK. And I think we are almost ready. This is all good. Value must not be empty. Which value? It's all good. Strange. Okay, it's all good. Right, let's give it another go. Limit 1. Choose where to start. Choose manually. So let's go with the first one again. I'm going to make sure the sheets are deleted. Where is it? Here. Yeah. So we are ready to go. So The actor started running. We're just gonna wait 2 minutes now. Okay, so we've got a little error in here. Add row. What's the problem? Unable to parse range. Okay, that's a strange one. Oh, okay. Right, okay. That's because we don't have that many columns. What's the deal with that? How do we change it? Do you know what? I'm not sure how do you change a range of columns once you've added. Oh, okay, no, that's something else. It's a sheet name. It shouldn't. Okay, I've placed sheet ID instead of a sheet name. So the sheet name is that's the sheet name. So the title, not the sheet ID, which is what I did. So let's run this module now. I've run it second time and it looks like it's working. We are now downloading all the files one by one, and we are also, so let's just make sure it works. And the vision is analyzing images. Okay, so let's have a look. So in the image there is a spacious real estate property featuring the following key elements: main house, swimming pool, auto building. So yeah, it's working. It's taking an image one by one and it's analyzing them. So far so good. Let's have a look on our Google Sheet, and if we go to the new sheet, we can see that our increment function works. So we've got a new names and the URLs and the proper description of the video, of the photo. It keeps on adding new photos like that. So it stopped after 8 photos. Let's see why. Okay, that was one photo just with 8 different resolutions. So that's not what we're looking for. Okay, so this is a source of our problems. Let's search for a different mapping. We need to change that. Okay, so I've said at the beginning of the video that I'm recording this live as I'm making this, so you can see the process of overcoming the struggles. So that's the big struggle, but I think I know how we can do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to map a whole array of just all of the data from that responsive photos array, and you'll see why in a minute. If my plan works, we could be in a good place with this automation. Hold on, where was it? Responsive photos. I always lose it. There we go, responsive photos. So I'm just going to take all of the data from within that array. So we're going to have all the JPEGs, all the WebP format, and all the URLs for all the different resolutions. We'll take it like that. Okay, I'm just refreshing the data by running the automation again so that the mapping of the iterator is refreshed and we can map its output again. The idea is that we're going to add new rows all along with the information of the image resolution, the width of the image, and we'll map it onto the Google Sheet. And we also map all the different download links for all those different resolutions, and that will allow us to actually do what I said we could do at the beginning. So we could analyze the same images, but for one will be used for the image analysis and the other one will be used for the video assemble. Okay, so the automation is running again, so let's have a look on what's going on in our Google Sheets again. Okay, of course it's happening what was happening just before. We're getting the same image analyzed. They are just a different resolution. It's the same image in a different resolutions. Now, so the problem one we are having is, of course, we want to send off all of the images. But the second problem we can see is that even though it's the same image in different resolutions, it's the file naming is working the way so that the same image gets unique names, which is not what we wanted. So I'm going to fix it in a second. We'll need to find a way of naming it properly. So as you can see, it's now actually going for, it stopped on the 8 photos before, but now it's going with all the photos. So we're getting now number 9, number 10, and it's gonna, if we don't stop it, it's gonna do over 200 image analysis because we've got 77 photos for this property listing and about 7 or 8 different Oh gosh, that's far more than what I thought. Okay, so let's just stop this automation now and let's try to fix it. Okay, so this is what we're getting with each bundle, 8 resolutions for the same photo. And we of course getting all those images. So 77 images. Okay. We don't want to be downloading all of them. So the get the file will have to go somewhere else. Okay. Unlink it there. We're going to move our Google Sheets on here. And we will now only map what we need. Of course, we don't have the result for the image analysis yet. And we don't have the photo name just yet. We're just gonna, now we have refreshed the data. Okay, so because we want to just map some of that information, we don't need all those resolutions and all those image formats. We're going to, and the output is in a JSON format, right? So we need to parse that JSON. I'm going to create a parse JSON module. And the JSON string we're looking at parsing, it's in here. And I also want to parse the bundle position. That's going to come useful later. Now for the structure, we are going to just go onto the output and let's just copy that and see what works. So click on generate and then you can paste sample data here. Failed to invalid JSON. Right. Not really good with JSONs. I'm getting there, but hold on. Query string. Now let's go to download outputs and you know what? Let's just run it for once and see what happens. No, that's not gonna work. Okay, so that mapping worked for me. So what I did was when you go to download output bundles, you want to copy from here and you want to go all the way to here. So that's a proper JSON structure. So you just copy that and then you click onto add new structure and you just paste that to generate new, like in here. You just paste that in here and that will do the trick. Hopefully that will do the trick. So once we probably want to choose that as well. So bundle order position and mixed sources. Okay, we'll then add a new row, and so we need to run it again. Okay, so let's run this automation again. Okay guys, so the whole parsing JSON idea wasn't probably the best idea, and I've gone back to just using the whole array in the iterator, and it works. So we kind of circled back to the original idea, and instead of taking this URL, we are now taking this URL, and it seems to be working fine. So I did it off screen because I thought I would be stuck with trying to sort it out for the longer period of time. And anyways, the Google Sheet seems to be updating fine. Every single image is a different image of the same property. However, because I was moving the modules back and forth, I lost some of the mapping. So we are now quickly going to map what we've had before. So for file, we are going to give it a name with the extension. Or do we need the extension? Actually, no. Let's just leave it like that for now. And here we go. So this is our URL. Now our photo name. Here we're going to have a description of the image, and that's it. Now, I also realized that we don't want to be making those videos for too long. And if you have 77 photos and you're planning on including all of them, they would have to last for like a half second or for 1 second, which is really annoying to watch. I think the minimum is at least 2.5, 3 seconds for the slide, for the photo to be on screen in the video. Otherwise, it's just like too flashy and you're trying to look at the property, and before you look into it, the next picture appears. So we need to come up with a system of limiting. Now we don't want to take just 30 images first 30 images of every property. So I'm going to randomize it or take every other picture, if you see what I mean. Yeah, I have a rough idea on how to do it, but we'll get back to it. We'll get to it. So add a new row that's properly mapped. And now we need a description. Then on a sheet, add a row. Yeah, so let's have a look if that's properly. Okay, I'm just trying to see if we've got a description of our property, if we can. So we got these numbers, we got the address, we've got the property type, got the main link, how many pictures. Okay, but we don't have our description. So let's make sure that field is properly mapped. There we go, description. So we're now going to have description from the Zillow, the property listing, what the property is about. We've got some property information. We also have videos, images and their descriptions. It looks like we're getting ready for actually be able to now create our script for the narrator. So let's do that. I've got an assistant that is already doing a good job, but it's in Polish. So I think maybe we should do one from scratch. And yeah, let's do one from scratch, and it will be just a normal prompt to ChatGPT for now. No, sorry, not message assistant. We want to create a prompt. There we go. I'm just going to use 4.0 for now, but feel free to use whatever the model is latest at the time of watching this video. And let's add message as a user, and content will be: you are a professional video editor. You are, no, not professional, sorry. Now you are professional video, okay. You are responsible for creating a text for narrator, which will be used in a real estate video, real estate listing video. They will talk about the property in a professional and friendly way, and script will be based on provided listing on the property description, as well as on the images of the property. I'll try to get the ChatGPT to respond in a JSON format. We'll see if we can do two jobs at one go. So you're responsible for creating a text for the narrator, which will be used in a real estate listing video. The narrator will talk about the property in a professional and friendly way, and the script will be based on the provided description as well as on the images of the property. Your output will be in JSON format with two objects inside. One will be the text spoken by the and second one will be suggested arrangement the photos in video timeline. Use file names. I'm really not sure if that's going to work, but we'll start with what we've got and then we'll adjust the system later. One will be the text spoken by the narrator and the other one will be suggested. Okay. Here is the property description and some information. And here we can just map the information we've got for the property. So city, state, price, year built, and our description, of course, here. Photos, descriptions of the property. Okay, so to map all of the descriptions at one go without knowing how many pictures each time we're gonna get, instead of mapping that result from the Google Sheets, I think it's best to grab it with the array aggregator in here. So we're going to grab all of the results as well as the file name. So with each run, each time the bundle is, we're being given an output with the image name and the image analysis. We can now assign the image analysis result to that file name, and we'll create an array of that information. We'll like put it together with the array aggregator, and we can put it as a one piece of, as an array in fact, of information to our ChatGPT prompt in here. But of course we should have, okay, so what we need to do now is, I'm going quickly to, oh no, don't tell me it didn't save that. Oh, no way, I need to write it again. Oh, I hate that about Make. You need to be really careful with when you're saving your stuff. I didn't save that prompt. Oh, this is really bad. Okay, so let's write it again. Oh, that was a good prompt, I think. Okay, so you see, that's a lot of work. Text content. Right, okay. I'm also going to, while I'm writing this prompt, I'm going to instruct it to give us a script that when it's spoken out loud, it will last for about 60 seconds. Well, just because, so we've got some limits for it. So script will be around 60 seconds long when spoken out loud. Your output will be into two parts. One, the text for the two suggested or of the photo in the timeline that matches the script. So the reason behind it is instructing it that way is so that we are getting a rough kind of lineup. So we're getting the correct script, but we want, at this point, we want the script to be referencing to the photos. We'll have another module that will, I think we're going to use Claude because it's really good for that. That will look into the script and it will look into the photos properly, and it will work out all the timings for our photos. And so Claude will be responsible for that. But at this stage, we want the ChatGPT to already be roughly lining up the images at this point. And yeah, so let's now map the property details. So we got price. Actually, let's just start mapping it already like that. So city, we got date. Maybe we can use a zip code as well, or maybe not at this point. Actually, yeah, let's leave it out for now. Bedrooms, bathrooms, price, year built. Okay, and last but not least, description. And the description is here. Now, photos. I'm going to just select the array like that, and that will put together the file name and the description of that file name, which is the image we want. So I'm quite sure this is going to work out just fine. Now let's be careful about our saving. So I'm going to hit OK in here and just going to save it now here as well. So this is going to give us a text, but I want to split that information. So I've never used this module before, and I've never seen it before. It must be new. Transform text to structured data. Never used that. Let's try it. So let's use a model. Yeah, text to price will be the results of our previous prompt. Okay, you know what? Let's just leave it out for now and see how we get to this point. Okay, after some thinking, I think we are better off to trying to force the ChatGPT to give us an output in JSON straight away rather than using a separate module for transforming it. So what I'm going to do is actually go to ChatGPT, and this is how I normally work out my JSON structures. So let's go and say I have this prompt. Okay, let's do, and I want to save and I want the output to be JSON. Suggest correct JSON structure. Yeah, I like that. So just like that, it gives you, it understands where we're going with it. So I needed the text to be just on its own. No, actually it doesn't understand what I'm trying to achieve. Okay, so I just explained it to ChatGPT again that I'm actually trying to work out a structure for the output that I want to receive. So I think we're getting there. So let's just copy that and see what we get. So now I'm going to say to it in the advanced settings that the response format should be JSON object, in fact. And yeah, and now I'm just going to add this JSON format to our prompt. Your output should be JSON format in 2 parts. Okay, let's change our structure just a bit again. Actually, I want the JSON to only have 2 objects, one for array text and the other one list of photos into correct order, but as a string of text rather than array. Let's see what we get now. Yeah, very simple, but I think this is what we actually need. So your output will be JSON format, 2 objects only, 1 text for the narrator, 2 suggested order for the photos in the timeline. That matches. Okay, so let's continue now. I did a cut and we've got another day and it seems like I've got a bit of cold, so sorry for that. So where are we? We're here. So we are successfully getting ChatGPT to output our new script in a JSON format, which is great because we can now map separately the script, as you can see over here. That's our narrator script. And it's looking good, by the way. And we also have a photo timeline that we're going to use like a general guidance for when we set up the final timeline of our video. So for now, let's add 11 labs and we're going to choose create speech synthesis. Okay, and by the way, just to quickly show you, let's go on to 11 labs. You can use a free account on 11 Labs. You don't need to be using the paid one. I've got a paid one. But yeah, so in your voices, you want to first go to library and find the voice you like. Okay, I know for the fact that for the English, I like Ned. For this type of almost marketing sound, I think it will be good for the real estate video. So the way we need to know what's the voice ID. So the way you do it in 11 Labs, you want to go to library and then you want to click view and your ID is here. But you will only see it if the actual voice is added to your voices, if you see what I mean. So in a library, you'll see voices that are checked in as yours, but also like I don't have that voice in my voices. And if I click view, oh no, sorry, the voice ID is here. Then don't worry, this is how you get the voice ID. So just going to copy voice ID because we're going to need it. And actually, if this is the first time you're also connecting to 11 Labs with API, you want to go to your API keys over here and you can create a new API key and copy that. Then in make.com, you will add new connection and you will just paste that API key in here and then you click save. I've got connection ready, so I'm gonna choose map the voice and you want to paste the voice ID in here that you want to use. So in my other automation, I've actually pinged the voice ID from the Google Sheets because depending on which property listing we are creating, I've got real agents that are been actually, so the agency that we worked for, the real estate agency, they wanted their actual agents to be cloned, their voices and their looks for the avatars, and we created custom voices for them, and we are then using different voices, different voice IDs for depending on which which video we're making. For model, I'm gonna use which one, the multilingual, I think that's it. And for the text, we're just going to use the result from here. generated text. There we go. Voice stability for now. I'm gonna just set it in the middle for now. Well, actually, let's give it 70% and hit OK. So then, of course, we're gonna get that audio, and what will happen? So what will happen next is we're gonna grab that audio and what we're gonna do with the audio? I think we need to send it off to Hagen, and yeah, I think we'll just do that. We'll send it off to Hagen straight away. So let's go with create an avatar video and let's set it up. Now again okay, here is how let's do another connection for Hagen because it was a little bit tricky to start with, but this is how you do. You basically need to grab your API key, your API key from Hagen. So let's go to Hagen and log in. On the left hand side, you want to go to, where was it? You want to go to here, just click on your username and then go to space settings and then click on API keys and copy that API key, go back here and just paste that API key in here. Now, of course, you want to create you can use the default avatars from Hagen, but you can also make your own ones. Like again, for our clients, they wanted the real agents to be cloned. So I'll be using, actually just for the data protection, I can show you the guy. I don't think that's, so here is the guy we made. And we'll be using that for the client, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to use a default from Hagen. So yeah, I'm going to use this. And how do I find, that's the video ID. Now, okay, let's go to the avatars and actually let's go through the process. Leos, go to the looks and let's say I want to use this one. And by the way, you can remove the background. So what you can do is you click on those three dots and you copy avatar ID. That's what we need in make.com. So just gonna do avatar, and you can actually choose from the list as well. So we could have just searched for Leos over here. Okay, but I'm just going to map it and I'm going to paste the avatar ID. Okay, it turns out the avatar ID is just the name of the avatar. That's fine. Offset, just leave it blank. Avatar style. Yeah, so it could be a close-up, like a circle. I'm just going to go with normal. Whether to do matting, I'm going to select yes. Matting means the background will be removed, and we need a color for the background. Okay, let's find the color. Just type in Google hex color picker. Should we do green? Yeah, let's go with the green. That's it. So that's your hex color code. So let's paste that in here. Now the voice, we're going to choose audio because we'll provide audio from 11 Labs. Okay, so it doesn't want audio as a data, it wants URL link. So that means that we need to save the audio from 11 Labs somewhere. Right, title for the video, let's go with, again, the row number. So just gonna do this, test no. Callback ID. No. This is your resolution. So this is HD video, and I wonder whether we should do a vertical one or yeah. Let's go with the vertical, not horizontal. You want to do 720 by 1280. That's it. The default dimensions is the horizontal, which is what we don't want. Okay, so the only thing missing here is the audio URL. We need to provide that. But for now, let's just click OK. We're going to a Google Drive and we're going to upload file and the folder ID. Let's use the same folder that we created for the photos. Why not create a folder? So let's keep things organized like that. So now this file is uploaded. Let's create another module and we're going to get the share link. Just select that file ID from here. You want to make sure that you're setting up the role to reader and the type is anyone. Okay, and now unfortunately I think providing that link, that share link to the audio straight to Hagen might not work. I think I've had this issue before. In this scenario, very often what you want to do is get the HTTP module which resolves define our URL. So resolve target URL, and here we're just gonna do paste the share link, and it has to be web content link, this one. Okay, hit OK. So what it does, it's taking the link and it's looking into the file behind the link, and it's, I don't know how to word it. It's, yeah, resolving the URL link, basically. It's giving the final link, if you, not the share link from Google Drive. I'm not sure how to properly explain it, but it works that way. So let's go back to HeyGen module, and we'll use that resolved URL link in our audio URL. And that will work. Now, this HeyGen, unfortunately, it doesn't work like 11 Labs, where you send a request and it will work for as long as the audio is being generated. This module is only sending a request for the video avatar to be produced, but it doesn't give you back the actual video. For that, you need to create another module from HeyGen. So a bit like Apify in that sense. You've got one module to do the request, and you need to use another module to call for the video and to get that video. Get the video, and you want a video ID, you want to map it, and you're going to map it from the previous module, the video ID, like that. Now, it's taking the HeyGen, it's not super, HeyGen is quite slow, and of course, because they're generating a video, so of course it's going to be slow. And if we leave it like that, the process will just not work, because it will try to get the video before it's finished. So we need to put a sleep module. But the problem with a sleep module is you don't know for how long the video is going to be generating. So I think I need more coffee. So for this, I think we could use a repeater module. I haven't used it before, but I've got a feeling this is what we need. We've got 3 repeats. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up initial sleep module. I'm going to put it for 5 minutes, because 5 minutes, 300 seconds is 5 minutes. The video won't be made unless you're making really like super short videos. I think your HeyGen avatar will be producing for more than 5 minutes. But after 5 minutes, I want to check every minute if the video is finished and it's ready to be downloaded. Okay. After 5 minutes, we go to the repeater and we'll set it up to, let's leave it for 3. So another sleep module over here. And this one will set it up for 60 seconds. So 5 minutes has gone past. Then it's going to wait another 1 minute. So actually, for the first run, it's going to wait 6 minutes, which is fine. Then it's checking the video. And then it's going to repeat over here, wait 1 minute. It's going to check again. All right. Okay, so the problem with the repeater is when the video is actually finished, if we leave it like that, it will do 3 runs and it will basically keep on going. And if we get the video and we've got some runs left in the repeater, it's still going to be repeating it. So I'm not sure if this can be achieved with the repeater, what we're trying to do. Yeah, actually, I'm going to add a router here. The router. There we go. And what we're going to do is we'll just add a couple of those and assume that the video will be finished at some point. So yeah, here we're going to set a variable, and you're going to see in a minute why. Let's call it video finished. Or actually, let's just call it status. In this filter, we're going to say video ready is video ready. And the condition will be that the status equals to, so let's quickly check a documentation. Agent rp documentation docs. That's it. I'm just gonna quickly check what statuses we get for the ready video. There we go. Check video generation status. There we go, completed. So we want to use that. So the status must equal to completed. And if it doesn't, it's not gonna set the variable, okay? And what we're gonna do in this variable is, oh no, sorry. I want to change it to set multiple variables, because we want to grab the status, but we also want to grab the agent video URL. So let's use video URL. We also gonna set the status, but we only want to set this up if the video is finished. So like that. We will now click Shift and copy and paste that. So it's gonna go on the first run. We're gonna wait 1 minute, check if the video is finished. If the status of the video is ready, it will set the multiple variables. If it's not ready, it's not gonna set up anything, and it's gonna go for the second run here, and the process will repeat. So let's stay on the safe side, and I'm going to choose 2 minutes delay. So we'll be checking for the video every 2 minutes, not every 1 minute. Same here. Let's copy that a few times. There we go. That is sweet. Now, if the video at Hagen is ready at any point, we don't want the runs we want to skip the rest of the branches of that automation. Okay, so we need to set the filters here as well. So if it happens that the video was ready after 6 minutes or 7 minutes now, then we don't want those second and third runs to go ahead. So let's set the filter up and say, okay, so here is the problem in general with Make, and I don't like that about Make. It's one of the very few things that I don't like in Make.com. So you can't use basically any data from those different branches in the automation. I wish we could just set the filter up and check and do a condition based on the status of that module, but we can't do that. So the way around that is we need to set another variable. So every time we need to save that status as variable, and then we're gonna recall that variable here, which is a waste of operations in Make, but I don't think there is any other way of doing this. So let's add another module, not here. Oh, she must be having a laugh. Did I say you need to be saving your automations like very carefully and be saving them frequently? Oh, this is horrible. Okay. I'm going to pause the video and recreate everything that I made. Okay, so I finished recreating, almost finished recreating what we've lost. So sleep Hager set variable, and here we're just going to check for a status. That's okay. So let's rename this one to okay, and so we want to set, actually we just need one variable, but that's fine. So video Hagen URL. And we want this variable to be set up only if the status of the video at Hagen is completed. So status equals to completed URL and save. Okay, now we can repeat, copy and paste that again. And now let's set up the filter to check if, so in case the Hagen has finished producing that video within those 7 minutes, and the URL was indeed already retrieved from Hagen, then we want to skip this branch and all the other branches. So we're going to set up a filter saying, and the condition is, yeah, we need to get the variable first. So another module, status, that's it. So that's it. So get status, that's it. And the filter here is status check, and the condition is so that status equals to, sorry, does not, okay, so does not equal to completed. In other words, if that status, if that variable was set up to completed, and we wouldn't go through that branch. So once we've got the URL, we don't want to run this way. And let's repeat that a few times. What is going on in here? Let it snow. What is this? That's funny. Look at that. It's snowing in Make. Pretty cool. Okay, so this is 5 minutes sleep. We got 7, 9, 11, 13 minutes of a total delay, which is usually long enough. But just to stay on the safe side, I'm going to add a few more. So like that. Okay, another way of doing this would be just to finish the automation over here and create another automation with a webhook that's triggered when Hagen is finished producing video. But I didn't want to break this automation down. I wanted to keep everything in one automation, just so we can reference to the previous data rather than retrieving it from the Google Sheets or Airtable. So I'll be saving every minute now. So now we need to download the... Okay, let's actually work from the back. So to see what ingredients we are missing. So I'm going to add Creatomate. Let's choose render from template. And of course, for Creatomate, we're gonna need a video from Hagen. So okay, so let's actually create a connection for the Creatomate. So I've got my connection ready, but just to show you, you go on to Creatomate site. You can log in with or sign up with Google account. Then you want to go to templates. Let's go create new template. Actually, there are some real estate templates in here already. Yeah, let's use this one. And as you can see, we've got 4 photos only. Okay, I'm going to delete that call to action just to make some space for our avatar. If you click on to here, it's video, and I'm going to add a video layer over here. So we'll have our avatar speaking around here, and we'll move it up like that. I'm going to delete that information. Yep. And also, we know that our video avatar will have a background removed, and it's going to have a green background because of... So let's go back to make that com automation, and in the Hagen module settings, we'll take that color code, click OK. We're going to select chroma key in Creatomate, and we're going to paste it in here. That means background color will be removed from the video from the Hagen, if that makes sense. Okay, so we now have those 5 photos. We're going to select them as dynamic, that's correct. If you select few photos holding Command on Mac or Control on PC, you can then change few settings at the same time. For the provider, I'm going to change it to URL. Just hit OK. So, okay. So in the Creatomate settings, we've got a very important setting here, which is a start time of the photo and the duration for each of the photo slides. And we'll be setting up those dynamically from Make. We'll be calculating all the timings and passing on that information to the template. Okay. So because we've got a lot of photos, I'm going to copy and paste those. Actually, can we? Yeah. So let's just select that and paste it like that. So let's also rename them. We have from photo 1, 2, 3, 4, photo 5, 6, and so on. 20 photos. Should we take more? Or should we just stay with 20? If we have, 20 photos will be enough for this tutorial, because if we have each photo going for around 3 seconds, that's already 1 minute long video, which is fine. And some of it is the transition time as well. So let's call it our custom real estate. Also, that video that we've placed, the avatar, we want to set that to dynamic as well. So the provider is a URL, and we're going to click dynamic here. Let's make sure that this information is set to dynamic. That's correct. So it's going to ask us to provide the address, which is fine. We have it. And we also want to provide the price for the listing, and that's fine. Also, the video that we added, you want to move it to the beginning of the video, and you want the video length to be set to media, which is what we've got, start time 0. That's all fine. Just remember the template name. Now let's go into the settings, go to project settings, and here is your API. Public token API. You want to copy that, or API key, remember. Okay, let's copy the API key for now. And in our Creatomate connection, you just want to create a new one and paste your API key over here. Then you can select your template or a custom real estate. And all of the fields that you see here are the same fields that are set as dynamic in our template. So it is asking us to provide the URL of all the photos, and we want to map the address and the price. We can do that now. So the price will be, we can map that straight from Google Sheets or straight from the Apify scraper. There we go. What's the price? The address. Let's go. Here is the city, state, address. Looking for a zip code. Where is it? City ID, zip code. There we go. Okay. Now the photo URLs. That would be really easy just to map from straight from here. We saved them into our Google Sheet, right? So we could just map straight from that column, but we'll be locked into the first 20 photos of every listing. So that would be a really easy way of doing stuff. But we're gonna get more creative with this. We're gonna pick best 20 photos out of the bunch from all of the photos that we have, because we are creating a smart agent, smart video, not just any avatar video. So, also we can, at this point, we can provide the URL for our agent video over here. So we need to get that, we basically need that URL. So agent URL is the variable name. So you want to copy that name. In here, we're going to create new module, get variable, and you want to paste that. There we go. I just lost the mappings. Okay, let's start from here. So we've got that. Now, what we need to do, the last thing we need to provide is all the photo links, the URLs. But I don't want those URLs to be just the first 20 URLs. I need them to be the best photos out of all the photos that we provide from the Zillow. So I'm actually going to, because this video is really long now, I'm going to go on the shortcut and I'm going to copy part of the automation, and I will show you what it does and how you can make one, or you can download it from me as well instead of creating it from scratch. So here, real estate. Yeah. So I want all of that. Copy modules, paste. Okay, so here is what we're doing. So this part, those few modules are actually calculating the time from the audio size from the 11 laps. So because we know that the final video length will be as long as the final video length will be the avatar video length, basically. But we need to calculate all the photos times. We need to know ahead of what is the time of that video. So Agent doesn't give us that information with the information that we get from Agent. Also, 11 Labs doesn't tell us how long was the audio used for that avatar. So what we're doing is we're taking the size of that MP3 that was produced by the 11 Labs, and when we know that time, we can, by knowing the size, we can calculate the time of that audio, and we know that this time will be equal to the time of the Agent video, because the video was generated based on that audio. So we're going to map a size of the audio file from 11 Labs, file size, going to multiply it by 8 to change it to kilobytes. And if we divide it by the resolution, the kilobits per second, we're talking about the MP3 settings, then we'll get our seconds of how many seconds the audio is. Okay, we can delete this one. We might, yeah, let's delete this one too. So this is our brain onto how to set all the timings. We're using Claude for that. So the prompt is, you're a video editor specialist and you're editing a video for real estate listing. The video is made of slides. The video also has a narrator talking about the offer. You will be provided a full transcription of the narrator's audio along with the timestamps. I forgot about that. We'll need to do that in a second. You will organize the start time and duration time for each of the photos. Yeah, so instead of reading that prompt, I will just give that prompt to you so we can copy and paste that. Okay. So we know what the narrator says. We generated a script. So we've got that script, but what we now need to do is send that audio from the 11 Labs back to Whisper by ChatGPT to actually analyze the audio and so we know exactly what words are said at what second, so we can then match the pictures to it. So search for Whisper and let's go with create transcription, not translation. There we go. So file is the one from 11 Labs Whisper, and the prompt is provide transcription of the audio file with timestamps. And your response format is going to be not JSON, but SRT, which is the format that we use with the timestamps. So we're now going to say here is the transcription with the timestamps. So that's the text from here. And here are the photos that we will use. Where are the photos? Oh yeah, there we go. Actually, I'm not sure about mapping this array. To map this properly, we need to aggregate that array first, so we get all of those photos. So let's just hit OK for now. What we could do actually is map all the photos and information about those photos from here, which is the J column. The trick is we never know how many photos we're gonna get with each listing. Or do we know? We've got the photos count. So in theory, we can map all of that. Yeah, let's try that. So let's go to, let's add another module. We're going to retrieve a range of cells, search rows. Okay. So you want to select Smart Avatar Generator, the spreadsheet that we are working with, and the sheet name will have to be mapped, and it will be the module that we used to create new sheet within the spreadsheet. So let's go back and search for it. Add a sheet. That's it. And you want to make sure we add a sheet name, which is here, title. We are interested in the J column. So what we need is column H and the column J. Okay. So actually, let's use that filter. And we know that in column H, every photo will have a photo number. So what we can do is now set up the filter saying that column H contains photo. So what it's going to do now, it's going to run through that sheet and it will return all the rows where the column H contains the word photo, hopefully. Do we want to set the limits? No, we don't. Okay, let's run this module. Let's just for a second, I'm going to, instead of mapping, I'm going to select the sheet we want to work with, just so we know what the output looks like. So run this module only. There we go. Okay, so we are receiving those as bundles. Okay, so we now want to gather those bundles and aggregate them to the array, which is what we're going to do now. Okay, so let's create another module, array aggregate. Source module is return photo details, and what we need is, so we need column H, which is this one. The only reason it's not labeled properly because we didn't do the headers, which is something we should have done. But yeah, that's column H definitely, and we also gonna need a column J. So let's choose J. Yeah, I think that's it. So let's give it another run. Oh yeah, that didn't. Okay, so that's fine. We'll just go through. So this is your transcript with timestamps, and here are the photos to use. We're going to choose that array. Okay, so we now need to prompt it to choose only the best, most suitable 20 photos. Here I'm adjusting the prompt to say from the given list, choose 20 photos that you think will be most suited for the script and our video. Your output should be a list of photos in list of 20 photos in JSON format. Okay, so that works. We'll see how that works. Okay, so parse JSON. Yeah, search rows. How are we searching here? Okay, so we'll grab the array of photo details so we can decide on which photos goes when and for how long. We also need an array of all the photo URLs to be provided to the creator mate, and we also need an array of all those photo settings so we know, so the creator mate template can be adjusted properly. So we're going to clone this module. We're going to get our links again, return photo, and we're going to rename it to return photo URLs. But rather than looking for all the URLs. We're only going to choose search for the ones that Claude has picked for us for our video. I'm not yet sure how to do it, so I know we don't need those two. Okay, I think we now need to use the iterator, and the array is going to be this one. We also don't need that. And here we are we are converting the final duration to array, so that can be passed on to create-mate as well. And of course, for that, yeah, we'll choose this. You can add more seconds to your final video over here if you want 2 seconds to last after the avatar has finished speaking, but I'm just gonna delete that. That's going to be our final duration. Okay, I think we need to now give it a try, I think. Let's delete the Google Sheet. Let's give it a try. Where is that problem? Ah, there we go. That's the reason. Okay, let's give it a try. Okay, so the system is getting there. I've made some modifications. So instead of using the array aggregator, I'm using the text aggregator. So really simple, just the text aggregator module. And what you do is you take column H from our new Google Sheets and column J. So the photo name and the actual photo description. So that then gets mapped to the Claude into our prompt that you've seen before, like this. So it is passing properly the transcription with the timestamps as well as all the photo descriptions. And also I adjusted the prompt to say pick only the best 20 photos that are the best match for the transcription that we've got. And if you look at the output that we are getting now from the Claude, it's giving us a properly structured parse of the key name and the value. So that array, now because in the transcription you've got the timestamps, Claude now knows what should be the timing for the timeline, and it's working fine. If you have a look, the last photo, it's starting at 99.5 seconds and it's going to last 3.52 seconds. And if you add all the timings, it will be around narrated time in seconds here, around 103 seconds. What else do we need? What I'm also going to do, instead of messing around with this prompt, because it's working really well, I'm now going to add another module, probably Claude again. And what we're going to do is going to add message saying, have a look at your previous output with all the timings and list the photos. So we're basically looking at getting the list of the photos that Claude has picked up for our video, so we can now retrieve the download URLs for those photos. So that's the idea. Content type, yeah, text. Here is a list of that you picked for the real estate videos. Okay, perhaps let's change it to using this array of key names and values, extract a list of photos and provide it in JSON format. Use following name structure, and we're going to make it into this kind of naming. Photo-1 is a number of the photo. Example, so for example, if the array looks like this, your output should be, yeah, let's get ChatGPT quickly to produce a structure for JSON format for us. So give me a simple JSON code format, string of photo names where each photo is named photo -n, where n is a random number 1 to 9. Okay, the first prompt never works properly, but okay, photos. Yeah, actually, that's nice. Yeah, I like that. It's an array. Yeah, let's use that. That was good. So your output should be photo 3. and photo 5. You should write a list of photos in that format. Now, oh no, let's just copy that. Let's save this and let's just give it a run to see. Using this array of key names and values, extract list of the photos in and provide it in a JSON format. Use following naming structure. For example, okay. What was the output then? Yeah, so that's not good. You didn't get the idea. Using this array of key names and values, extract a list of photos and provide JSON format. Of course, you didn't know what to do because we didn't map the actual. Your output should be, yeah, here is the array for list of the photos extraction, and we're just gonna map that. Now it should work. Let's see that. Let's see if it works. So I think it's working. Photo 3, 5, 4, 2, 17. So that's the list of the photos it has picked for us. So that's good. Now using that list, we can now grab the only URLs that we need. No comments. Okay. JSON code only. Do not add any comments. That should do the trick. Create a prompt. Anthropic clause. Okay, let's add the array now. Now we need to parse JSON first. Okay, so add module JSON parser, and let's rename it to list of used photos. And actually, we are now going to search for our links. So let's add Google Sheet search rows. Okay, so for now, I'm just going to select 3. We need to remember that we're going to map. Once all the testing is over, we are going to map the sheet name properly, so it works for the new property listings as well, for the new links. Just do that. So the column H. Okay, let's actually we need to somehow we're gonna have to pull out the links and we need to store them for time being so we can later map them. Okay, now if we run this automation now, what's going to happen is the Claude is going to spit out the array of the photos, which is fine. Then because those will be separate bundles, we're going to have 20 runs, and with each run we will retrieve a URL link, which is good, from the Zillow, the downloads URL for the photos, but then we need to store it somewhere. So for that, we're going to use a multiple variables. So add module set multiple variables. Now photo download URL, and the variable is going to be, we're not seeing it because we need to run it once to get the data. So for now, let's just leave it empty. And we're also not seeing the, okay, hold on. Okay, so we now have a nice list. Okay, we should be getting 20 photos. So that's worrying, something that needs fixing. That's fine. We'll look into that in a second. Oh, why are you not seeing? Come on. Okay, we need to create the structure as well. See it now. Okay, so let's delete this module and create it again. Sometimes Make is just not very good with refreshing. There we go. So we are now getting the list of the photos, and so what will happen is we're going to have 18 runs now starting from here, because the Claude is going to spit out an array, which is good because we want to search each photo one by one. So it will now search for the rows, and the file name is correct. So if you look back onto our Google Sheets, it should search for that, and we are interested in the link that's next to it. So let's rename that to get URL, get pics download URL. So we're going to use the array aggregator one more time, and I'm going to select H, which is the photo name. So photo 1, photo 2, and the link, the column next to it is our download links. And for the target structure type, for now, what's going on? Going to choose set multiple variables here. Oh, yeah, we need to set this one up first. So name. And another one will be photo download URL. Now we can select that. All right, let's delete it quickly. Let's put it up again. Change of plans. I'm actually setting up all the variables at one go for all the 20 photos. So we can set them here and use them in the Creator Mate like that. So photo 1 download URL is going to be in array 1. Is it? We'll see how it goes. We'll change it later, as we always do. So I'm going to speed up the video. So what you do is you set up all the photos here. So photo number 3. Actually, thinking about this now, I don't think we need to be setting those multiple variables at all. We can just map straight from that array aggregator. So yeah, sorry for that, but that's the part of the process. Yeah, if we go to Creator Mate now, it will of course ask us to provide the URL for the first photo. Now, when it says photo 1 in here, it's the first photo on our timeline. So what we really need is not a URL for the photo 1, it's the URL for the first photo on our timeline in the Creator Mate. But we decided with Claude that our first photo would be photo number 3. Right, so how do we do that? So maybe in the end we do need to set those variables. Yeah, okay, now, yeah, I see what we're doing. So because we're using this array and we're gonna be using multiple bundles, we need an iterator now, actually. Okay, so as you can see, the output here is just one bundle. So I need to search these rows multiple times. So what we need is another module here, iterator. So all is good. Yeah, so that an iterator will basically take the array of those photos and it will send it off one by one to the Google Sheets. So we're going to take value. Now, because it will happen in the right order, we will be saving the first item of that array as a download for the first photo in our template, if that makes sense. So what will happen is, even though I called it photo 1 download URL, I'm referring to the photo 1 as a placeholder in our Creator Mate template. So the actual download URL that we're going to have as a first item of that array will be the download URL for the third photo, which is exactly what we need, because iterator will send off photo number 3 and then photo number 5 and then photo number 4, and it will do it in that order. So it will search in a Google Sheet for the photo number 3 and for the photo number 5 and so on. So we'll be getting the correct URLs in the correct order, but we'll be setting, yeah, we don't need to be setting those as multiple variables. We're gonna assign the correct array position. Sorry, we're going to retrieve those download URLs by using the correct position within the array, the value position. So let's delete that for now. That was a waste of time. Let's rename it to download URLs, photo URLs, download photo URLs. And now in the Creator Mate, if we go over here, so we're going to get column I, because this is where our download links are set up. So and for the photo 1, we want to take the first URL. So if Claude decided that your first photo in your video should be, in fact, photo number 25 from the Zillow photos, it will appear as the first item in that array. And that's why we are taking it from here. So let's just copy that 20 times now. And of course, we need to adjust the array position, the value. So if we select 2, we want to take the second value in that array. Number 3 is the third value from within that array, and so on. I'm going to speed up the video again. So this is now saved. Let's rename that. And yeah, this is an array of times and durations for slides for the photos. So we don't need that. We just done it in another way. So I'm going to delete those 2 modules. And yeah, that's correct. So I'm quickly going to look at my other automation to see the settings I did for the Creator Mate here. So the extra modifications. Right. Okay, so the final thing that we need to render properly the Creator Mate video is we're going to add some extra modifications that can be accessed when you toggle on the Show Advanced Settings. Okay, and what you can do here is add, let's say if you wanted to change, like this example, a color of a text, certain text in your template, you could use this attribute and give it a value, okay, in the hex. So what we could do now is say photo1.time, which is a start time in your template, and we could assign now and use the JSON from within the array, there we go, durations from here, and say photo1 time should be this value. Now, but we would have to go and do this for 20 times to set the start time, and then another 20 times to set the duration for each of the photos. So the quicker way, and it took me a really long time to work this out, because I've got some systems where I manually mapped over 160 values, which is ridiculous, but I've learned it hard way. So the quicker way of doing things is to map an array. If your array is properly structured, then you can do that. And also we're going to merge those arrays as well. For that we are using merge function, and we're going to grab the final duration, convert final duration to array. So that's our duration. And oh yeah, that's the if it says just duration, that's the attribute name for the duration of your whole video. So this is how we adjust the final video length. We're also going to merge it with the array of each of the photos. So like that. And yeah, and that's it. And we just close it now. So within that array, we have photo times and photo duration, and we have 36 bundles because it only gave us 18 photos. So you've got 18 start times for each of the photos and 18 duration times. So that's correct. We will need to work out why did it give us only 18 photos instead of 20, but we'll look into it in a second. You can change the render scale and give some metadata if you wanted to, but that looks good. And where is the agent URL? That's good. We're just going to save it now. And let's have a look into why did we receive only 18 photos. I'll just add you must. Okay, I'm going to add a little prompt here. You must choose 20 photos from the list of photos. Okay, I've said it like 3 times in one prompt. Okay, and this one, you should provide a list of 20 photos. It must work now. Okay, I think we are ready for the final test. So let's save it one more time. It's gonna delete the sheet one more time, and let's run it. Actually, let's choose the starting point and let's go. I've got a good feeling about this. Okay, so I've run the automation a few times and there were a couple of problems. First of all, the photos were not put in the right place, and it wasn't the Claude's fault. Where we messed up was with sourcing the download links and how we assign them and parse them with the JSON. So I'm going to quickly open the version that we just had. Okay, so first thing you want to do is you want to delete the photos source. So this array isn't working properly. So basically the Claude would give you a list of the photos that were used, and obviously not all of the photos were used. So it would give you like photo number 5, photo number 7, and then just random photos from the list. Now what was happening was we were using the iterator to retrieve the correct links, okay? But then they would have been put into the array one by one and then assigned in the Creator Mate over here. The photo number 1 in our timeline in the Creator Mate, the download link for it would be just, in fact, linking to another photo, just a random photo for the one that Claude has picked. Okay, so this is where it's all messed up. So what you need to do, and I found the better system, and we should have done it straight away. So you want to delete all the sources from here, and you'll see in a minute. So you delete all of the sources, and don't worry about not providing any URLs for that. There is a better and quicker way that I just invented, and I wish I knew about this months ago, because I've done it so many times. So I've realized in the Creator-Mate, in the template, if you go to our photo, if you hit onto the source editor, you'll see that each of those photos, right, it's got this attribute called source. So through the extra modification, we can actually provide the URL as well. And this is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to add another array of extra modifications we can do, and we're also going to save on some operations, because all of that, we don't need it now. So just delete that. We will now search. Don't forget to change the sheet name as well. From the module that is creating a new sheet, you want to, which is this one, add new sheet. You want to assign the title. Okay, so that's okay. And the value we are now searching is going to be photo. So we're basically going to retrieve not just the photos that were used in our timeline, but literally all of the photos. And by doing so, we'll make sure that the correct photos have the correct link, the download link. Okay. Now, of course, we're going to retrieve all of the photos, which could be like 40 or 50 photos, where in fact we're using only 50 photos in our timeline. So the extra unused links will be just unused by Creator-Mate. It won't give you any errors. What you want to search for in column H is just photo. Okay, and this is exactly what I did in this automation. So if you look here, the extra Claude module is deleted, and let's just go over here. That's correct. And we're looking in the column H for the photo. Now, here is what you need to understand as well. Now, this looks a little bit funny, but what it is really is just the column H in here, okay? Because I didn't use the headers, and we just got some. If you look onto a sheet of a new Zillow link, you realize that the column H is in fact all the photos, but the first one has got this text, okay? Ignore that text. This is the column H, and we are searching in the column H. So this is all good. Now, this is why you've got this really long text. Now, I'm using replace function. The reason for that is, if you look at the template, we need to change the source and the timings for element, which is called photo 1, not photo-1, okay? In our column H, we're using the photo dash, which is a little bit tricky now. We should have done it without a dash. That would make things easier, but rather than changing the automation, I'm just going to quickly use this replace function. So you're searching for the photos in column H. As a result, you will receive a number of bundles, all of your photos with all the download links, which are placed in the column I. Okay, so now we're using the array aggregator again, and what you want to do is to make sure that your target structure type is set to Creator-Mate, okay, to extra modifications, and that will bring you up those two windows of the attribute and the value. In the attributes, use the key name of the thing that you're trying to adjust in the Creator-Mate. You want to change what we have in column H, which is that. We want to change that photo-3 underscore 3, sorry, not dash, underscore 3, to just photo space 3. And this is exactly what we're doing. So column H, which in my case is this, looks funny, and okay, replace then, is that semicolon or something? Okay, use that, and then you type in photo, which is what you want to replace, and then you put photo and then use space and close the bracket, and you put that source, because if you look, so we're basically saying photo 1, we want to change the source. Okay, so that's the attribute, and the value is going to go here. So the value is then the link, the URL link. So I hope you get the idea. So now I've tried it, it's still messed up a little bit. And the reason for that is, if we look at the extra modifications, that we're sending off to Creatormate, the attributes are being worked out properly. So the photo 40, that source is that link, that's all good. But if we look at the collections from the beginning, we're getting attributes of photo underscore 1, and we don't want that underscore, and that's why it's not working out the timings properly. So we need to use the replace function again for that. So it's funny because it was working for some time, and all of a sudden Claude decided to give us this underscore for some reason. So let's go inside, and I'm gonna, okay, so attribute photo space 1. Okay, so this would be the right place. So maybe we can just force Claude to give us, make sure to use space between photo and the number in the attribute name. In the attribute name, and in the brackets, not the underscore. For example, for 5 dot time, not. Okay, so we adjusted our prompt again. Make sure to use this, to use space between the photo and the number in the attribute name, not the underscore. For example, photo 5, not photo dash 5. Wonderful, beautiful and expensive big home, and it's got 40 photos. Okay, so we're gonna go with number 5, with the row number 5. I'm gonna save that. Also, I realized that with all the runs that and all the tests that I did, I've never hit the second row over here. Basically, we've got 5 minutes was enough for the Hagen to finish rendering avatar, but all my videos were around a minute and a half, around 1 minute. Yeah, those are not being used. I've had one operation per row just to check the status, and obviously the status was completed, so all those branches were skipped as they were supposed to be. If the Hagen video wasn't ready at that point, it would go through that sleep module in here for another 2 minutes, giving the Hagen another 2 minutes to render the video. That's if you're making longer videos. So I'm just going to leave that system in place. They're not being used. Most of them not being used anyway, so not wasting any money. This is all saved, and let's just pick from to where to start. Choose where to start, and just gonna go manually number 5, hit OK, and then go. So I'm gonna post the video and start recording again when it's ready. Okay, so the video has finished rendering, and we still got some problems, and this time we got our video, but the avatar is missing. So I've looked at the logs, and the Hagen video was properly rendered, and if you just go to that URL, there is an avatar talking as it should be. However, the URL wasn't passed on to Creatormate, so it'll render it without the avatar. And the reason being is because we are retrieving that variable Hagen URL. You can only retrieve that URL from here, but it needs to be set first. Here is the problem. This is the first time actually Hagen took a little bit longer than usually, and it didn't set the variable where it was always setting up for me in this module. So instead it went on to the second branch as it should, and at the second go, when we were checking for the status for Hagen, it was still processing. It went on to the third branch and waited for 2 minutes, and then we checked and the status was completed. So our system works. Now it should go over here and set the URL for the Hagen avatar video, but the reason basically this filter didn't let it through. So if you click on to set up the filter, you will realize that this is how we had it set up. The status we were using was from within the data, and unfortunately there is no way of mapping the proper fields, data field, the status field, which is this one, not this one, unless you at least run through that mode. So it's one of those make.com issues where it needs to see the data that's receiving, only you can then map it. Okay, so you need to map it once, you need to run it once, and then if you delete it, then you can map the correct status. The other way you can handle this is you can copy that, because you don't want to be trying to force your automation to go through all of those agent modules, okay? That would be a little bit silly. So what you can do is you can open your notepad, and if you just paste it, you will realize it looks like this. So for your filters, you want to copy that and paste it for each of the filters, but instead of the 49 number is the module number. So you want to change that number in your note to the according number of modules of the other agent modules. Okay, so for example, this should be 54, so you can change that to 54 status and just copy that and set up filter, and if you paste it, you will have a correct field assigned. So this should be 64, so I'm going to change it to 64, and let's change it here again. Okay, so I've put the avatar just next to the video instead of going through the chroma keying avatar out of the background. We're still not there. It kind of matches, but there were 40 photos to choose from, and we get a few boring photos. So let's have a look what has been going on. So first of all, let's look at what Claude decides. If we look at the logs, we'll see, however, we can see that there is no underscore anymore. It's just space, which is correct. So our new prompt, our prompt adjustment definitely improved in here. Yeah, so it's using about 20 photos, which is correct. Now let's have a look at the transcript quickly as well. So in our message, if you look at the transcript, it will say that, let's look for something specific. I remember this one quite much. He was talking about the windows and the frame of the stunning water views, and the actual picture was matching that, which is good. They've got infinity pool that melts seamlessly into the horizon. So I don't believe there is no photo of the pool. So let's have a look at the photo descriptions. Okay, if you have a look onto here, the photo number 4 has got a nice image and features a modern outdoor patio with lawn chairs overlooking a shimmering pool, right? So that's one pool. Then, so from the 40 seconds and for the next 4 seconds, the transcript says something about the pool. So the Claude should choose to use a photo number 4 or the photo number 6 for that. So let's have a look at the output. And sorry, what was the timing we were looking for? Okay, there are actually quite a few photos of the pool, so you could choose a different one. But again, 39 seconds. Let's have a look what photo it picked for 39 seconds. There we go, 39 seconds. Attribute. Okay, photo number 29 it has picked. It goes for 4 seconds. So let's have a look at photo 21. Yeah, it's got a pool. The image features a serene outdoor space with 2 lawn chairs overlooking at the shimmering infinity pool framed by lush greenery. So let's go and have a look at photo number 29 in our Google Sheets. Photo, okay. Oh no, hold on a second, that's my fault. It's not the right. Are we using, yeah, we are using. Oh, I clicked on 28, sorry, my bad. There we go. That's a beautiful infinity pool. And it should be placed 29th second. So Claude has done its job. Now let's have a look at this array. Photo 1 source. So let's look at 29. There we go. Photo 29 source. Okay, I know what's wrong. Right. It's sending off the information to the creator-mate that the photo 29 source should be this, and it's saying it sends off the information about the timing. Okay, so photo 30 should be this. Now of course it's all messed up, and the reason for that is because if we look at onto our template, we only have 20 photos in place. So the solution for that would be just to make, I don't know, 60 placeholders, I guess. We're just going to assume that the most photos we ever going to work with will be 60. And I don't think we want to be analyzing, that many photos anyway. So what we need to do is select all of them and then just copy and paste it twice, and then change all the naming from 1 to, we could, I don't like doing this, but we could just copy that JSON a few times. But whenever I'm trying to copy the structure within the JSON, I always mess up. So I think I'm just going to use the graphic representation of that JSON code in here. Copy that, Control C on PC, Command C on Mac. There we go. And we want to start changing the photo, start renaming here. Okay, so I've renamed all of the photos from 1 to 60. Now, I deleted the sheet number 5, and let's do a final run, and hopefully this one really works. Choose where to start. Let's go with number 5 and hit run. And I'll see you in about 8 minutes. Okay, so another run and another issue. For some reason, Claude decided to organize the photos in the way so they are about 2 minutes long if you add all the durations. But with this run, the narrator time was only 75 seconds long. So what I'm doing here is before we let it work out the timings on a basis of just the time. But now we are letting Claude do that, but we also saying the final video length will be, and we're just mapping the narrator time in seconds, and we are rounding that number to full seconds. So hopefully that will work now. However, I must say that the photos that were placed properly within that video, they were matched to the narrator like we hoped for. So fingers crossed, we are now almost there. So let's hit OK. And we are now going to do another go. So let's delete number 5. Actually, let's delete number 4 and number 3 as well. And I'm going to run with number 3 because there are only 23 photos. So we're going to save some operational costs. Okay, so choose where to start and number 3. Let's do another run. Okay guys, so I think it's working. The only one left thing that didn't work out was the narrator messed up the pricing. So if you've got a really long number, sometimes 11 laps messes up how it basically says the numbers. So I just adjusted the prompt to say that when ChatGPT is writing the script, it should provide the words, how they spelled, how they pronounce, rather than giving us a number. So the 11 laps can produce the number properly. And I think that's it. So I've just adjusted that prompt. I'm going to save it and I'm going to let it run one more time. I did number 6, so I'm going to do number 5 again. And I'm going to start it, but I'm also going to play you what we've got. I just did another property a few seconds ago, and I think it really turned out really nice, other than our narrator just messing up the pricing because it's almost $3 million. He's just saying different price. Have a look. But when you're watching this video, pay attention to what he says and what pictures are being shown. This is the thing we hoped to get. The pictures are still like 1 or 2 seconds off, but they're close enough. And I think from the viewer's point of view, this is actually working like it should.
Welcome to your dream retreat in Sanibel, Florida. Priced at $2,889,000. This breathtaking 5-bedroom, 5.5 bathroom home blends luxury and comfort in the perfect coastal setting. Built in 1998, this residence offers both timeless design and modern conveniences. Step inside to discover elegant living spaces, including a gourmet kitchen outfitted with Wolf and Sub-Zero appliances, a wine room, and a cozy den. Each bedroom is a peaceful sanctuary with its own private bathroom. The home also boasts dual fireplaces, 2 washers and dryers, full house generator for tour today.
So at this point he's talking about the Indus grill, and you've got a picture of that. So he said spa, and there was a spa on the picture. Then he goes on and in and out the grill, and you see the grill. He said about the winery, but he missed that. He only said winery. We could see the winery room, and then he's talking about it about 2-3 seconds later. But I think it's good enough, because we could, the reason the photos are slightly off is because we've prompted ChatGPT to, sorry, the Claude, we prompted the Claude in a way so that the photos keep the similar timing. So we don't want one photo to be 1 second long and the other photo to be like 6 seconds long. And that's it basically did it best to keep the slides for the same length and still place them in a way so that it matches the narrator. So that's pretty good. The only fluff was the pricing at the beginning, but we fixed that. So hopefully with this new automation, that will be sorted out. So we're just going to wait a few minutes for that. Okay, guys, so this is day 4. Actually, you're watching just one video. It's been quite a while since I've been working on this automation, and more problems occur. But as I said, the struggles will be overcome. The new struggle was that I have overcome already, and I'll show you because it's important. If we look onto our API logs in here, at the CreatorMate, I've rendered quite a few videos. Now, the problems with each of those videos was photos were lined up with the narration, but randomly, one of the photos would just get stuck for almost like 30, 40, maybe sometimes 50 seconds, and just that one photo would have been displayed. And the worst thing about that problem, about that bug, was it would just happen randomly, so there was no rule to how this problem occurred. Okay, so I spare you all those few hours that I was brainstorming what was the issue. I would just tell you what was wrong. In your CreatorMate, those photos in here, if you click on any of those, you will see that by default, from that template that we started working from, clip was set to enabled. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with the problem, but just I did 3 things to the template and it fixed the issue. So I'm going to tell you all the 3 things. So you want to select all the photos and you want to disable the clip so it's unticked. That's one thing. The other thing is the duration was set to auto. I'm not sure if that was the case, but if all the photos, if their duration is set to auto, and if you click on one and then you go to the source code, you will realize that the duration attribute is missing in the template. We are passing all the dimensions, attributes, and the values, but actually the template doesn't have it. And I'm unsure about how the CreatorMate system works. So the fix for that is to select all of the photos and just choose random duration for them. They will be overwritten anyway. So I'm just going to put 3 seconds like that. And when you go onto the source code now, you will realize that the duration attribute, the key name is here. When we are now passing all the attributes, it should work. And it did work. So those 2 things. And I also thought about just moving each of those photos onto their new tracks. I don't think that matters at all. Because if you think what's happening is when we pass on all the attributes and the values of the timings and all the durations, what is happening is each of those photos are being moved around. For example, if it says that photo number, I don't know, 17 should be the first photo or photo number 19 and the timing should be at 0, it's basically doing this. And it's taking them and setting them up at just random order. So it doesn't really matter where are they at this stage. At least it shouldn't matter. So I'm just going to Control Z that. Okay, so let's go to our video that we have rendered.
Welcome to your coastal masterpiece on Marco Island, Florida. Priced at $3,200,000. This newly constructed 4-bedroom, 3-bath waterfront estate in the prestigious gated community of Key Marco offers a lifestyle of unparalleled luxury. Step inside to an expansive, light-filled interior, where 11-foot windows and sliding glass doors frame breathtaking Gulf views. The custom kitchen, featuring a sleek marble island, is perfect for entertaining. Retreat to the primary suite, a haven of sophistication with panoramic vistas of the island horizon. Outside, your private oasis awaits, complete with an infinity edge pool that feels as if it merges seamlessly with the waterfront. Built to the latest safety codes, This elevated home ensures peace of mind with hurricane impact windows and minimal flood risk design. The Key Marco community provides world-class amenities, from a private marina with Gulf access to exclusive fitness, tennis, and pickleball facilities. Don't miss this rare opportunity to call one of Marco Island's premier properties your home. Schedule a tour today.
Okay, so that wasn't too bad. I think the ending could have been a little bit better because the narration was about the things we have just seen a few seconds ago. But I think that has to do with us forcing and prompting Claude to keep the photo durations the same, basically. I think if we let it choose the timing on its own and give it a little bit more flexibility, it could actually be a better match. And also if we let it use more than 20 photos as well, maybe it will get better results. We'll see that in a second. As I was watching this video, I let it run one more time. So this is a fresh video, just have finished, and I haven't seen this one yet. So let's watch it together. I've also got a little module for Gmail here, so those links are being sent to my Gmail as well. If I'm just like brewing a coffee downstairs, I can watch it. And also, of course, that link can be sent off to anything. We can update it in the Google Sheets, or we can send it to the client's system as well. Or we could just upload it straight to YouTube as well, of course. So let's watch that video.
Welcome to your dream home in Bakersfield, California. Priced at $1,275,000. This stunning property offers an impressive 6 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms, making it perfect for multi-generational living or entertaining guests. Built in 1998, the home spans over 5,500 square feet, including a main house, guest house, and finished basement, all situated on a generous half-acre lot. Step inside to discover elegant living and dining spaces, a modern kitchen with white cabinetry and granite countertops, and a split-wing floor plan that maximizes privacy. The master suite boasts a private office or gym space, along with a luxurious jetted tub. Additional highlights include paid solar, central vacuum, and an ensuite bedroom for added convenience. The outdoor area is just as incredible, featuring a sparkling swimming pool, RV parking, basketball court, and 5-car garage. Surrounded by lush landscaping and fruit trees, the backyard is truly an oasis. Don't miss out on this one-of-a-kind property. Schedule your tour today.
Okay, so as you can see, some of the photos are like the swimming pools and the end. They were at the exactly right moments. I think the intro of the video as well, when the property is being shown from outside, that works really well. But some of the photos from the interior are missed by a few seconds, and it seems like the rule for this mismatch is that he talks about the things we just seen about a few seconds ago. I'm going to try to adjust the prompt in our automation one more time, and this time we're gonna let it use more photos, and we are going to set it free in terms of the timings for each of those slides. I'm going to delete that number 20. You must choose different photos from the list of the photos. You must order the chosen photos so that they fit the transcription. Should I say yeah, that's correct, I think. For example, when the narrator is talking about the kitchen, a picture of kitchen should be used at that time. If the narrator talks about a swimming pool, the swimming pool image should be displayed, and so on. The length of photos, all of the house images. The length of the photo slide should be, so I'm going to delete that sentence. And I'm not going to force Claude to set the timings of all the photos to be the same. So the video will be a little bit more dynamic. I'm going actually to set it, the slides should be at least 2 seconds long. And that's it. I'm going to delete that sentence as well. Knowing the photo's descriptions suggests the best order to match the narration in the timeline. From the given list, choose. Okay, again, let's delete that 20. Choose photos that you think will be most suitable for the script and our video. Make sure that each photo you choose is used only once in timeline. That's good. Your output should be, okay, your output should be a list of, again, let's delete that 20 number, photos in JSON format. Photos must be named, okay. By looking at the timestamps of the narration, you will know, okay, we're saying the same thing again, but I'll just leave it because the timing, the final video timing works fine just now as it is. So I'm not going to mess around with this part of the prompt. Your output will be JSON only format, an array, no comments. This is again us saying the same thing, but that's fine. The timeline must be filled with photos, no empty gaps. Yeah, make sure to use... Right, okay, I'm really intrigued to see how this works now. Let's hit OK and save. We want to work with. Yeah, the sheet number 8 isn't created yet, so we are good to go. So, okay guys, finally some good news. So our system works now and we are getting what we wanted. So the narrator is speaking about the property, and while he's mentioning certain parts of the property, those are being displayed on the photos, and of course those photos were chosen and picked from a range of photos that was provided with the Zillow link. So there is one certain thing we're still going to adjust, but first let me show you the results we are now getting. So here's the first one.
Welcome to this exceptional golf course property in the prestigious Seven Oaks Grand Island community of Bakersfield, California, priced at $1,050,000. This stunning home offers 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, and over 3,500 square feet of elegantly designed living space. Step inside to soaring ceilings, abundant natural light, and all-new flooring that combines luxury vinyl plank with plush carpeting in the bedrooms. The gourmet kitchen is a true centerpiece, featuring quartz countertops, a tile backsplash, stainless steel appliances, double ovens, and a spacious island. On the ground floor, the primary suite is a private retreat with a spa-like bathroom, complete with a jetted tub, oversized shower, and travertine tile finishes. Upstairs, you'll discover a versatile bonus room and a balcony with sweeping backyard views. Outdoors, enjoy lush new sod, a large covered patio, and direct views of the golf course. Don't miss the opportunity to call this beautifully renovated home yours. Schedule your private tour today.
So those photos were matched perfectly. When he's talking about the others is being shown, when he talked about the high ceilings and new flooring, that was on the picture, and so are the other rooms. They're all aligned correctly. The thing I want to adjust with this system is I want more photos, and I've realized that we can't use so many photos in just 1 minute of the video. So I'm going to adjust the system to create little longer videos and put in more photos, and I think will be done. But the system already works in a way so that the things he is mentioning, those are shown on the picture. However, he's mentioning more things that are not being showed on the video. So we're going to work on that now. Let me quickly show you just a second result as well.
Welcome to your extraordinary coastal retreat in beautiful Sanibel, Florida. Priced at $2,989,000, this 5-bedroom, 6-bathroom residence redefines luxury living. Built in 1998, the home has been thoughtfully updated with a new roof underway, new elevated pool equipment, and a newly tiled second-floor balcony. Step inside to an entertainer's paradise, featuring a temperature-controlled wine room, a wine bar, not 1 but 2 fireplaces, and a gourmet kitchen equipped with Wolf and Sub-Zero appliances. Each bedroom offers the comfort of a private ensuite bathroom, while dual washers, dryers, and a full house generator provide ultimate convenience. Outside, relax on the huge screened lanai with a swimming pool, separate spa, and outdoor grill, all overlooking the Sanctuary Golf Club's famous picture hole and the serene Pine Island Sound. Your ownership here also includes an exclusive private equity golf membership with no waitlist. This is more than a home, it's a lifestyle. Schedule your tour today.
Okay, and that last picture is a problem that we're going to sort out as well. But as you can see, it's working really well in the way. So the things that he's mentioning, those are on the video at that moment. So let's adjust this system a little bit further. And if we go to our automation, so Whisper is doing the transcription, so not this one. We're going to change the ChatGPT prompt, the one that creates the transcript. Okay, so I said it. I've realized that when you ask ChatGPT to create a transcript that lasts for, when spoken out loud, lasts for 45 seconds, then it will turn into 1 minute and 10 seconds. Actually, when I said that it should be 1 minute, then it was almost like a minute and a half. So it basically it's not doing a very good job at calculating the timing for when basically it assumes that people speak faster than they are. So I'm just going to say it should be around 60 seconds, and that will produce a video around what I think minute and a half and maybe 2 minutes. Or actually let's do it 60 to 70 seconds. Let me make sure we're not restricting it anywhere else, so that's okay. Now for the whisper settings, I'm going to try to, if you look at the output now, so it takes one sentence and it gives you the timestamps. Now if we have more text, sometimes those timestamps basically they include within one time range, they include a number of different sites on the property, different rooms as well. So it's like here, it's this time is only 3 seconds, but a wine bar and 2 fireplaces are mentioned. So if we could have 2 timestamps for that, so that we get a timestamp for each individual part of the property, then I think the Claude would do a better job at doing the timings and eventually giving us more pictures per. So that's my thinking. So let's try to actually just the prompt so that it creates more timestamps. Provide transcription of the audio file with timestamps. So the provide transcription of the audio file with timestamps. The timestamps that you provide should, how to word it, should be made around in the way so that each part of the proper that is mentioned in the option has its own stamp. Okay, probably not the best, as many times as possible. So part of the property mentioned script from the real estate video has its own timestamp. This is what I have so far. Transcribe the audio file with detailed timestamp in iterative format. Ensure each time it corresponds with specifics being described in the audio. For example, if audio mentions different parts of the property as the living room, kitchen, or outdoor space, each of these should have its own dedicated timestamp. Here we go. That's perfect. This is exactly what I've tried to say. Thank you, ChatGPT. So let's put it into our prompt. Someone once said that if you need a really good prompt for ChatGPT, ask ChatGPT what the prompt should be and give it the rough idea first. And I think I've been doing that ever since I've heard that idea. It's really good. So SRT. Okay. So we should get more time now. And our main prompt for the Claude, we're gonna say, will be provided with a narrative transcript list. You will organize the start time and the duration time for each of the photos in a way so they follow narration of the timeline. You must choose different photos from the list of photos. Okay, so to compare the actual results, I'm going to use the same properties. It's not a luck that if we use a different property, it will be a little bit better. That's why I want to use the same one. So we just had a property number 6. So let's go for 6 again. And for that, I'm going to remove the number 6 on our spreadsheet. So actually, let's remove all of them. And let's go to automation, choose where to start, choose manually. Let's go with 6 and let's hit run. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video and I will show you the results when we're done. So the final video is now rendering and in the Creator Mate, and the final duration after all the adjustments that we did is going to be 96 seconds. So a minute and a half roughly, which is exactly what I said. We've asked ChatGPT to make the transcription about 1 minute, and we told you it's going to make it a little bit longer than what we think. So this is now rendering, and at the Creator Mate. You could see in your epilogue, this is now rendering and it should be done any minute now. And it's done. So let's watch it together.
Welcome to paradise on Sanibel Island, Florida. This luxurious waterfront home is priced at $2,989,000 and offers the ultimate in coastal living. Built in 1998, this 5-bedroom, 6-bathroom masterpiece harmonizes elegance and modern conveniences. Each bedroom includes its own private bathroom, creating a personal retreat for your family or guests. Inside and marvel at the gourmet kitchen featuring top-tier Wolf and Sub-Zero appliances, a haven for any culinary enthusiast. Adjacent to the kitchen, you'll find a temperature-controlled wine room and bar, perfect for entertaining. Relax in the spacious living areas with high ceilings and breathtaking views, or retreat to the master suite with its spa-like bathroom. Outside, a screened lanai embraces a stunning pool with a separate spa, complemented by an outdoor grill and expansive seating areas, overlooking Pine Island Sound and the picture hole of the Sanctuary Golf Club. This property promises unparalleled views. Additional amenities include a full house generator, dual washers and dryers, a 3-car garage, and a private equity golf membership included with the sale. Seize this rare opportunity to experience true Florida luxury. Schedule your exclusive tour today.
Okay, not too bad. I think some of the photos are a little off, but are close enough. And I think this kind of video is much better than just trying to squeeze all the photos and have the narrator speaking about all the things that are totally missed in the video or at different places, different timings. I think this is good enough, close enough, I must say, to be good enough. If we've prompted ChatGPT to make it 5 minutes long, I'm quite sure that all of the photos will be included and the narrator would be, and the system would have like more time and space to actually talk about all the things and assign each photo to each of the sentences. So this is like a compromise between the timing and how accurate the system is. So I'm just interested as well to see whether our timestamps are improved. Let's have a look at the output. Okay, so we now have 15 sections of the timestamps, which is better. The video is a little bit longer, so of course you've got more sections, but even for the extra timing, this is quite good. And yeah, it's doing what we have asked. Basically, each of these sections is assigned to the part of the sentence and the sentence features just one thing. So for example, section number 3, each bedroom includes its own private bathroom. And I remember that there was a bathroom picture when that timing, and temperature controlled wine room was a little bit missed because the picture finished before he said it. But he said it right after we've seen that picture. So it still makes sense. And yeah, each section of the timestamp is assigned to just one thing, not to few things like we've had before. So this is working. I'm going to give it one more go, the final test, if you like. And this time I'm going to make it even longer to see if we get better results. And that will be it, because the system, in my opinion, works already. How do we say it? How do we do that? Okay, so make it 70 to 90 seconds long when spoken out loud. So let's go with number 8 again, save it, and let's hit run. Okay, now pause the recording and be back when it's finished. Okay, and so here is the video. It turned out to be 1 minute and 50 seconds long, so almost 2 minutes, and it costed us 26 credits. Which translates to about cents on the Creator Mate plan that I am on. So quite cheap, I would say. And here is the video.
Welcome to a truly exceptional home in the prestigious Seven Oaks Grand Island community in Bakersfield, California. Priced at $1,050,000, this upgraded golf course property offers an unparalleled living experience with 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, and an expansive 3,554 square feet of living space. Built in 2008 and recently renovated with over $100,000 in updates, this home perfectly blends luxury, comfort, and modern design. Step into a dramatic entryway featuring soaring ceilings and natural light pouring through large windows, revealing stunning golf course views. The formal living and dining rooms exude sophistication, while the family room, with its cozy fireplace and adjoining office, provides space for both relaxation and productivity. The ground floor primary suite redefines elegance with quartz countertops, travertine tile, a jetted tub, and an oversized shower. Cooking enthusiasts will fall in love with the gourmet kitchen, complete with quartz counters, tile backsplash, stainless steel appliances, double ovens, and a spacious island perfect for gatherings. Upstairs, discover an additional bonus lounge area and a balcony overlooking the beautifully landscaped backyard, which features lush green sod, a huge covered patio, and picturesque views of the golf course. With a 3-car garage and thoughtful finishes throughout, this home is an entertainer's dream and a serene retreat. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Contact us today to schedule your private tour.
One issue was the music that finished a little bit earlier than the actual video, and the reason for that is in our template I've used a piece of music, which is my piece of music, by the way. I've been producing music for 20 years. That piece of music is only just over 90 seconds long, so you could probably want to use a longer piece of music. And if you wanted to do that, you just, in your template, you just hit audio and you want to just upload it here. You just drop your audio and replace the music. Also, I think the system could be further adjusted by saying to Claude that you don't have to restrict yourself to one photo per one timestamp of the transcription. What you could say is use 2 or 3 photos per one timestamps, and I'm pretty sure it would do a good job. Overall, I think the mission is completed and it's a success. Let me know in the comments what would you do differently and what would you like to see in the system to be adjusted. So if you would like to have this system ready and spare yourself going step by step installing this system yourself, you can download it from the link in the description. And also, if you want me to set this system up for your agency, then I'll be happy to help as well. Just reach me out. Otherwise, then thanks for watching and have a good one. Cheers.